Hello, friend. It's good to be with you today. We are going to open the pages of a very old book to a very tender story. Genesis, the very first book of the Bible, chapter 45. This chapter holds one of the most beautiful and powerful moments in all of Scripture. It is a story of a stunning revelation, deep forgiveness, and a family's miraculous second chance. Before we can fully appreciate the tenderness of this moment, we need to understand the people involved and the heavy history that hangs in the air. The central figure is Joseph, once the favored son of his father Jacob, now the second most powerful man in all of Egypt. He is the vizier, overseeing grain storage and sales in the midst of a devastating famine. Wise, capable, carrying the weight of a nation. But beneath his royal robes beats the heart of a brother, sold into slavery by his own flesh and blood. Then we have his brothers. 10 of them stand before this mighty Egyptian ruler, trembling with fear. They have journeyed from Canaan, desperate to buy food to save their families from starvation. They have no idea the man holding their lives is the very brother they threw into a pit. Judah has just made a passionate plea, offering himself as a slave for Benjamin, a clear sign of a changed heart. Far away is Jacob, their father, defined by grief for over 20 years, believing Joseph was torn apart by a wild animal. Joseph's hidden identity, his brother's desperate fear, and their father's sorrow converge. The famine has forced a confrontation, set not for a trial but for a revelation. The chapter opens with a heart that can no longer contain its secret. Joseph is overcome. He has just heard Judah's selfless plea, and it is the final proof he needs. He commands everyone to leave except his brothers. He needs this to be intimate, just family. The air grows thick with suspense. Through loud, unrestrained sobs, the truth finally comes out. I am Joseph. Is my father still alive? His brothers are paralyzed, speechless, frozen in shock and fear. The powerful Egyptian governor is their long-lost brother, the one they left for dead. They expected revenge, but Joseph does not leave them in fear. He sees their terror. His heart goes out to them. He speaks again. No anger, only tenderness. Come close to me. Then he says words of grace. Do not be distressed. Do not be angry with yourselves for selling me here. He lifts the burden of their guilt. He tells them not to blame themselves, because something much bigger has been happening all along. This is the chapter's core. Joseph reframes their history not as betrayal, but as God's provision. It was not you who sent me here, but God. He has made me a father to Pharaoh, lord of all his house, ruler over all the land of Egypt. God sent me ahead to save lives in the famine. Their evil was one thread in a larger, beautiful tapestry God wove for their salvation. With the truth revealed and grace extended, the dam of emotion breaks completely. The fear dissolves and is replaced by tears, not sorrow, but overwhelming relief and reunion. Joseph embraces his youngest brother, Benjamin, Rachel's son. He weeps on Benjamin's neck. Benjamin weeps on his. After Benjamin, Joseph moves through the rest of his brothers. He kisses each one of them, and he weeps with them. Imagine this powerful ruler offering an embrace, a gesture of peace. The kiss is a sign of genuine forgiveness and acceptance. Only after this physical grace did his brothers find their voices. After that, his brothers talked with him. His forgiveness is practical. His mind turns to their well-being. The famine is far from over. He lays out a plan. Hurry back to Canaan. Bring their father Jacob. Bring all their households to Egypt. He promises them the best of the land, Goshen, where they can live with their flocks and be near him. Pharaoh is pleased and endorses the plan, providing wagons for women and children. Joseph sends provisions, fresh clothing, extra silver and garments for Benjamin, and a caravan of the finest goods for his father. This beautiful story in Genesis 45 holds timeless lessons for our lives. The most powerful lesson is forgiveness. Joseph had every right to be bitter, to seek revenge. Yet he chose to release them and treat them with undeserved kindness. Forgiveness is not forgetting the pain, but letting go of the right to retaliate. That choice brings freedom to the offender, and even more to the one who forgives. Another lesson: God's sovereign plan. Joseph looked back on the pit, slavery, false accusation, and prison, and saw God's hand in all of it. Furthermore, practical love. Joseph's forgiveness had hands and feet. He ensured their survival: food, land, a future. Finally, restraint and humility. He waited on God's timing. At revelation, he wept and comforted. True strength is gentleness. True greatness is serving others. True love and forgiveness often arrive as quiet, tangible service. Genesis 45 is a masterpiece of divine orchestration, broken pieces restored by grace and forgiveness. No family is beyond repair, no heart beyond healing. Look for his hand in your story. In the end, Genesis 45 invites us to trust in a God who saves. If this explanation helped, please like, share, and comment below, and subscribe to continue walking through the Bible together, chapter by chapter.